Tell me your story.
I was this close to dying from a brain abscess that was misdiagnosed.
Good to know people care, though.
For a lot of people, the MRIs are clear.
You said you had a lot to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said,
I thought it was normal to have like seizures by yourself all the time.
You definitely will feel guilt a lot.
I so appreciate you putting this together.
thank you. Got something here, you guys. It says altitude and seizures. Hey, everybody, I'm so late. Oh, it says, so last Christmas, my younger brother had a seizure when we were in Colorado. It lasted something like 3 to 4 minutes. I don't recall. I don't really recall. And when they discharged him, he had another seizure that lasted around 30 seconds. We were at a high altitude, probably around 10 to 11,000 feet. And I was wondering if altitude might be something that affects or brings on a seizure. He is nonverbal, so I can't really get too much info from him. This comment says, while it's never happened to me, I wouldn't be surprised, really. The higher up you go, Denver, Quito, Machu Picchu, etc. The lower the oxygen levels, this goes for anyone, not just epilepsy, not just folks with epilepsy. The brain reacts to lower oxygen levels, which theoretically could cause a seizure. Perhaps it could have also been dehydration. This is a huge trigger, very common. Also, watch your fluids at high elevation, and not drinking enough water wouldn't be good. I haven't been, I think I've been up like 6,000 feet on my way through the mountains. The altitude did not bother me. I didn't have a seizure on the way there and back. So yeah, personally, I wouldn't know. You guys been up high? James, we don't have any high places in the Bay Area, but have you left the Bay Area and got to some elevation that bothered you?
No place specific. I mean, I mentioned I read, my bike lot. I've gone up to like the, Mission Hills, Coyote Hills. I've never had any, issues. I know those are only probably I think Mission is like what, like 3,000 feet or so. I mean, I know it's not like super, super high, like being in an airplane or anything, but also that's, a little bit different when you're just out traveling about, versus being in an airplane up that high. It's, it's a difference. So, but yeah, I've never had any issues with that. I've flown, been on a train, didn't, yeah, traveled a bit different places. Haven't had any issues with it. So, but like we always say, everybody's always different, right? So,
Angel, did you have something?
No. I've flown on planes and never had any issues with elevations, but being that everyone has like their own triggers with it could be something about vibrations or sounds that might set them off,
Exactly.
and his brother being nonverbal, that might be a hard thing to like find out.
I'd say that's something. Check with your doctor. Let them know things like that happens. I'm not sure if there's anything you can do about that, but the other person did say staying hydrated would help. I'm not exactly sure because I'm not a doctor, but I take all precautions. I mean, anything that somebody with epilepsy can suggest, and try to stay hydrated and avoid altitudes however possible. It makes me thinking though, like Would that be the same for somebody who's 10,000 feet above ground and on top of a mountain? And then there's 10,000 feet for some people who might be in a skyscraper or something. Could that be different?
No, I
Or,
figured that would be the same. You know, it's altitude.
hmm.
Depends if you're going on like a 10 plus hour flight or else going on a 2 hour flight.
Flights personally didn't bother me. Uh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It don't bother me too. Just like, I would say like pretty much like the 12-hour flights are the 12 to 17-hour flights are kind of like the most nervous or the most nerve-wracking ones. Yeah, I mean like just like only reason I'm saying is because like I went from Atlanta to Florida, then from Florida to Lagos, Nigeria. That's where my family's from. So,
Nice. How was that? It's probably very pretty over there.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, in Nigeria, like, it was completely fun. Like, just like I was out there, I was out there for a wedding. But the saddest part is I saw my grandfather for the last time. Well, I saw my grandparents like for the last time. I saw my grandfather. Well, my grandfather was on the hospital bed, and then like he died. He died of natural causes at 92. And I mean like my grandfather was the reason why I actually started making music because he was a music artist in Nigeria. So and like my grandfather showed me the way. So I mean like I'm yeah. So like I'm gonna continue for my grandparents. But also, but other than that, like Nigeria was fun. Like I got the chance to saw like many islands in Nigeria.
Somewhere that would be off of the. I like to see places like that. I want to go out of the country. All right. I got something. It says, would you use an app to track seizures? Hi, I'm working on a prototype for class, and I'm wondering if people would be interested in the app. I'm ideating if a device that can track waves was available in the market and could be paired to your phone, would you use it? It would help you recognize seizures that happen during your sleep, absent seizures, or seizures that happen with no witness, and you would not be aware of otherwise. Anyone think this is something that they would use if it existed? Thanks for thanks for your help. Uh,
Yes.
Definitely, I would use it.
I think
Yes.
anybody with epilepsy will use it regardless of whether they were aware or not aware.
Yep. I'd use it too.
I would yes. Yes, I did this for a clinical trial. Which I did for a clinical trial, which I'm still on to this day. Which I'm still on to this day. So I mean, like using that. I mean, using that for the seizures would definitely help. I mean, like I wish they would do it in like two. In I mean, for over 7 years ago, that would be like pretty much the best thing for. For any epileptic or anyone that has seizures, whereas tonic clonic, focal, or grand mal.
When I was back in Pennsylvania, I was supposed to be part of a clinical trial on one of those. But when they talked to me about it, I would have had to stop smoking for 3 weeks.
Mm,
And that was just impossible to do there.
mm.
So I had to pass on it. But they were trying,
No,
the University of Pennsylvania was trying to develop one of those.
I think I could stop smoking for a study. Uh,
If I was here, I could. But back there was no way. It's just too much pain in my body.
Um, I would say the longest I haven't smoked was like pretty much like in 100 days. That's but but in those 100 days, like I was taking Keppra, like when they tapered. Well, I mean, when I was taking 3,000, like that's when I had the rage, but this year, like I don't have it no more. I mean, like I've been off Keppra for a week now, and I would never look back.
Yeah, I was on 3,000 for the Kepra 2, Jason, uh for a couple of years. They backed me down finally to 2,000.
Mm.
I just told them I couldn't, yeah, take it anymore. So now I'm on something different, and I've backed down on the Kepra a little bit. But um just out here how it goes. Yeah, I don't know how to word it or anything. I have separate health issues. So I am prescribed morphine, but now because of how the laws and everything has changed within the last couple of years, um, I have to take a drug test and have nothing in my system for for it to still get my prescription filled. So I can't have obviously any marijuana in my system, and obviously that stays in your system for, several weeks.
Is that
So
state
before
or
that,
federal, James?
Mm.
what's up?
Is that state or federal? That law that
Honestly, I
says,
don't know. That's a good question. I think it's federal, but I mean, it doesn't really matter either way, to be
of course,
honest. But I'm not sure what it is. So much stuff has changed, recently within the last couple of years. But basically, so I just, cold turkey didn't smoke for, a full month to make sure I passed the test. That was back in like February. And then I got my prescription filled, and then went right back to my normal habits. So when it
Wait,
comes back up again this year, I honestly don't know. I just probably won't like get it refilled. I really don't care. I don't use it. I have like I could break out the bottles right now. I have like 5 or 6, months worth of it. I really don't use it unless it's unless my pancreatic issues are really, really acting up. That's the only time that that I use it. I hate using it because it makes me feel really loopy, and then it makes me feel like, I'm getting close to the seizure side, yeah, um, of it. So I really don't like taking that type of, of medication. I only use it unless, yeah, like I said, I really, really just, I'm in a shit ton of pain, because of my, pancreatic issue, acting up. So I'm at the point I just don't care anymore. I don't think I'll get it refilled. I'd rather be able to just, smoke a little bit
mm.
and use that, on the casual side versus, taking a stupid pill like that, which I think that uh, those pills aren't the best for me or for any of us, right? With this. So it's probably better that I don't take it anyway. So I don't know. We'll see when it rolls back around in February, and I need to get the prescription refilled, but I'm probably not going to do it.
Can I stop it from there? Like,
Yeah,
can I stop? Yeah,
what's up?
just
Yeah, what's up, Jason?
Yeah, just like which state are you in, honestly, that like that they're doing that?
Oh, I'm in California.
Yeah.
So it's like at the same time, like they're super casual about stuff, but then they're also super strict about other things. It's so weird. It's so weird out here, honestly.
The
uh
Yeah,
difference
that's what I've
is
heard.
because
That, like,
morphine's
yeah,
an opioid.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I mean, it's fair. I realize why they, restrict it and everything. You don't want just anybody walking into a pharmacy and, being able to to pick it up. But, I've been prescribed it since, 2010. And now that the fact that they're getting super, super strict on it, I still do want some, like, in the I don't know what you want to call it, like in my reserve, in the back for when I do have my other health issues, kick up. I I need something to to help out, but at the same time I understand why they don't want just somebody walking in there and, refilling it and, grabbing tons of bottles of it and all that stuff. But it yeah, it's just it's frustrating. I'm rambling now. I'm sorry, guys.
you're fine. Just like I was the same way. But I was the same way that when they had the school shooting, like there was a school shooting in Tallahassee. Well, there was a school shooting like at least like 7 months ago. Like I think I think I already said this story, but but since you're here, like there was a there was a man that had a that had a Trump hat that was actually shot pretty much around like the whole campus of Florida State, and then like there were like two other shootings around like around the whole like around my neighborhood, and I was heading to class during that time, and then they detained me, and they let me go. The next day, they put me as a mistaken man, and like that was the last time I ever stepped foot in that town. And ever since I moved to like I believe in like I moved from Tallahassee to Mobile, Alabama, and I took all my meds with me. I took all my meds with me, and I never saw that town ever again.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like, yeah, one, the saying or the old thing, yeah, just, one person messes it up for everybody else, right?
Yeah, like just yeah, like I feel, yeah, like I get this feeling that because like when I'm in my hometown, like I have to be like protected, like I have to protect myself in so many ways because because like people in Tallahassee, they are so rude and they are so rude. Tallahassee, but the people in Tallahassee, like God, God, like I hope people are not in this like in this whole conversation. But people in Tallahassee like the I know like they were so toxic, narcissistic. I mean just I don't know. I just told myself like I just couldn't do it anymore. Like I was tired of this shit. I thought I'd just move and just taper off the medications like everything all at once this year. I could take it anymore. Just right now with the Kepler thing that I'm off right now, like I feel better with my moods. Like it's like a 80% mental. Like I'm 80% mentally better. I'm just working on the 20% like physical part because like I'm trying to regain like back my music, like back the music I made and the relationships that are that are trying to call for me. So like I'm yes like that's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, that makes yeah, lots of sense, man. I've been on Kepra for about like, I don't know, almost 4 years now. And yeah, I've definitely lost yeah, yeah, a relationship since then. I don't know if that's the exact reason, but it's yeah, something that I always question myself over. So
Yeah, just I mean like yeah, just yeah, just with Kepra, yeah, just with Kepra, with my ex
and
moving like across the country, and I have to stay here in the South. I mean, it is part of it. Like it was.
yeah, and
So,
like I said, at that time, that was when I was still on the 3,000 a day. The I switched to the 2,000 a day about 8 months ago or so. So it's only been, yeah, a little bit. I switched to that, and then Vimpat off of phenatonin um, at around the beginning of the year, around February.
uh,
So it's been, yeah, been some different stuff this year, but uh, yeah, it was it it was a yeah, it was a tough a tough friendship to lose. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to, yeah.
yeah,
Otherwise, I'll sit here for the next 5 hours explaining everything to you guys, and I don't want to do that to you.
yeah, like it's fine.
Fine
Yeah,
by me. Yeah, sorry you guys. My camera went out earlier and I came back and I was like, let me listen to the great conversation that's going on here. For some reason, my service keeps going out. I'm gonna have to move closer to the router, uh, but not today. Uh, got a post here. It says, "I'm afraid that I'll never have a job. Has anyone else achieved something normal, somewhat normal life while still having seizures, pretty regular seizures? Someday, I want to have money of my own, to own a house, have a boyfriend, and almost have a normal life. Has anyone achieved this? My life is pretty normal. I mean, I have seizures, I have epilepsy, but my life is pretty normal. Uh,
um, like, um, like I would say yes. I mean, like for me, like I would say yes, and it could be possible. I mean, like, I mean, like, first of all, like, I would say, like, you have to like get rid of the self doubt because of seizures, because because like, here's one thing I've learned like from my music and with touring, because like, I mean, because like I did a lot of shows in Tallahassee. I did a lot of, I did a few shows in Nashville, and I did a festival in Michigan, and now I'm performing again in Tallahassee. I mean, in Tallahassee, I mean, like, just like I'm just here for the weekend, based in Tallahassee, but I don't live in Tallahassee no more. But like for me, like you got to raise all the self doubt, and you got to raise all the self doubt, and like just like I don't know like if the person does journaling, but I would say like do journaling, like like because like if you journal, like you would if you journal, I mean like you'll have like a lot of like really good thoughts, also like really good thoughts, and also like have a gratitude list, also budget as well, like budgeting like is very very important, especially in I mean like especially in today's economy, because we got because like I believe we got the most evil health person that's in the White House now, which is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I pretty much didn't want to say his name on here.
yeah, gotcha. Hey, your opinion is your opinion. Uh, I don't judge you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. He's not the smartest person with health stuff.
Yeah, just I would
Well,
say like
yeah, just leave it
yeah,
at that.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay. I do got some of the comments here. One says, yes, I have pretty rough epilepsy in which I've managed to take a couple of nasty falls and bust up a couple teeth. And as I type, a huge chunk of my tongue is missing from the latest one. I have a heavy dose of Depakote throughout the day, and I have since 2007. Also, I don't have a car and I can't drive and haven't since 2019. Wait, though. Now, for the encouragement, I moved downtown in a big city in 2018. I have degrees in economics and business management. I have been working in kitchens for 20 years and I have management experience. In fact, I'm taking a break right now, waiting this, waiting this, oh, writing this from writing a letter of recommendation for one of my old employees. I played hockey ice. I thought it was ice hockey. There you go, Pat. I played hockey ice completely when I was young and still occasionally get on the ice to this day. I am in my 40s and I am unmarried with no children, but I have had girlfriends on and off over the years, and I have a nice apartment downtown. I wouldn't say it's been a smooth ride up to this point or that it been easier, uh, would have been easier without this affliction. However, I don't think my life has been that messed up. I have been employed since 1998, pretty much nonstop. You can do it. Don't let anything scare you. Uh, don't let anything scare you. Fuck what anybody else thinks. Seizures don't make things any easier, like I said, but don't let things turn it into a run of anxiety and fear either. Another one says, I'm 30, 30-year-old male with JME. I have seizures maybe every few months. I work as a teacher's assistant and I ride my bike and take a bus every day to work. Yeah, like I said,
That's not me. That's
pretty
not me posting.
Uh,
my life is pretty normal. You guys' life is normal, right? I mean, things are different, but it isn't as different as someone who might feel like their life is totally off just because they have epilepsy. That might be someone who just got epilepsy and they be like, life is over and all
No,
that
yeah, I
stuff.
know. I was just joking.
yeah.
Yeah, they have seizures and they work at a school. I was just, yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I was joking with you, James. I'm just saying, like my life has, like the guy said, a few afflictions, but um, nothing that bothers me too much. You just gotta, um, I'm gonna say, you just gotta get epilepsy and live with it. You just gotta find things that make you happy. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I do things to try to keep myself happy and doing things that are fun and things that are keep me from stress. One says, yes, I've had epilepsy since I was 13 and now I'm 40. I went to college. I have two master's degrees, lived on my own for 10 years, have a full time job, and got married to the love of my life last summer. I've never been able to drive. I've epilepsy definitely impacted my life deeply. I think when you have a disability like epilepsy, you get creative in transportation, you make it work. And just having a life. It took me a long time, but I was able to cultivate a tight group of friends and date eventually. What made a big difference was living in the center of my city and walking distance from my job. Do not ever let anyone tell you that you can't have a good life while having seizures. Another one says it's definitely possible for many of us. I'm 34 years old. I have been a homeowner for 11 years. I have a husband and a daughter. I have a decent career in accounting and finance. I wasn't diagnosed with epilepsy until I was 31, but my focal seizures started when I was 14. So I achieved all of what with temporal lobe epilepsy. It's challenging at times, but I count myself lucky. We are very lucky, as that guy referred to us.
So I'm not thankful.
Say that again.
Oh, oh, just I was just responding, just like, just I mean, just thankful.
Medical misogyny. It says medical misogyny, and then there's 2 question marks, and then there's a post. Guessing the person's accident is this medical misogyny. It says, it's a beautiful month since I've had my new neuro and had that chat, but every time I think about it, it makes me feel slightly annoyed. Now, I'm a trans guy, but I don't have my name and gender marker legally changed yet. Not on hormones either. Usually the doctors I go to are nice about it, but my new neurologist is ... old, a bit old fashioned. So I didn't tell him anything to avoid potential judgment or weird comments. I had a pretty bad tonic-clonic seizure a few months back and went to him. I explained. He looked at me and then looked at my EEGs, and then we adjusted my meds. All good. But he spent a moment telling me how he'd ideally put me on valproic acid instead, or as an add-on to my lamotrigine, but because it should work great, but he can't really do it because I'm young. I'm 23 and peak birthing age, and valproic is really bad for pregnancy, etc. And it just made me feel so bad. Ugh. Not even in gender dysphoria terms, but because it's such an odd thing to say. He didn't ask, and I didn't mention that I don't have a partner, don't plan on having kids, etc. He's a good doctor, don't get me wrong, but it's my first time hearing something like that from a doc, and it made me feel so weird. How do you feel? How would you feel about this? Um,
How old are they?
23.
So they were 23. That's just a unique situation. Yeah, that's hard to really answer. Like, yeah,
It is a very unique situation, and I
very,
can
yeah.
understand why they would have feelings about it and be confused. And it
Like, yeah, I don't want
pos
to be derogatory or anything toward that person, but
no, I
that
wasn't saying that at all.
that's just,
I'm
yeah,
just
super unique, for lack of a
that
better term.
I'm guessing that, like they said, the doctor's a little bit older and old-fashioned and maybe doesn't really understand and maybe
Yeah,
not that delicate in matters and wouldn't uncomfortable and didn't know how to handle it, would be my
exactly.
thoughts.
So
Um,
what are the facts of this case then? What's going on? I missed it. So yeah.
Um, you want me to read the post again?
yeah,
No,
yeah, if
just
possible.
just the basic facts. The patient is transgender
Um,
and she
trans
doesn't like.
guy, and the doctor was gonna. Okay, so I'm taking it a trans guy is a. I'm not even sure how to put those markers. So is that a guy that is born a guy, or
Born female but transitions to male would be a trans guy, I believe.
I,
Okay.
okay?
I believe that they were born female because they said that they don't plan on having kids
Right. It
Oh
was in
yeah.
reference
and getting
the post
pregnant. So
was
I
in
believe that they were
reference to
born. Yeah, I believe that they were born a female, but now are identifying as a male.
Mm.
Again,
I think
where is he off
for this
when we need him?
specific situation, I think.
Mm.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I
I
said,
didn't
where
hear
is
you.
Mark when we need him?
Right. Uh,
We need a hotline.
right. Uh,
Anybody can be whatever they want. I just
No.
yeah,
Yeah,
some situations I don't even know how to jump into that conversation. But
yeah, yeah, um, this kind of reference, me to an interview. I mean because like I do music and and stuff like that. People, and also my artist name is Jordy Hendricks. I think people should actually listen to it and stuff like that. But like I had there was a reference about like with gay and trans people and stuff like that. I remember the interviewer was telling me about that. There was at I guess at the Diffenbach building, and there was and the radio was and they had a radio station called FVS 89.7, and Dad asked me about that question. I told him straight up, I mean, like I don't hate gay and trans people, but I don't talk to them. It's just based on their decisions, pretty much.
yeah, it's
Okay, so what else in this? The this person is just doesn't like their doctor.
I think they're just saying is this medical misogyny, but then the person's also saying that he's a good doctor, but it's my first time hearing something like this from a doc. He basically was telling them, you know, you don't want to put you on this medication because of the possibility of getting pregnant and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so
it's hard to answer too because don't know what other meds that person is on, if they are on like different hormones or different things like that. It makes it hard to answer or hard to give like specific I don't know, medical knowledge or advice, if
How old is this person?
they're on
this person
23.
is
so they were 23, they said.
23.
the doctor is saying things
Uh,
about pregnancy, even though the person is now a male. So I guess it's offensive. I don't think I have the words because I don't want to offend anybody on the internet because the internet is a tough place.
I
I
think
run
we
yeah, it's
into
don't
just out
know
dirty
there.
enough
people.
about I think we don't know enough about the subject really to comment.
There we go. What I can do is I can read a couple comments and go through that. But yeah, I didn't want to
Can I just
offend.
say
I don't
one thing
know.
before we read the comments? Is it
Go ahead.
possible the doctor was thinking that you're trans now, you're 23 years old, and you may change your mind in a couple of years. If you haven't had the actual operation, then you're kind of young, and this is something you may just be going through at the moment. That may not be the case, but why don't we wait a year or two?
It
Yeah.
could
And
also
that's wrong. I'm not saying it's right, but it could be the doctor's, the explanation for the doctor.
another thought that I had too is just because they are a trans man does not explain their sexual orientation. It
Right,
doesn't mean that they could not get pregnant.
Yes.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, could be like 2 or 3 years from now. It could be a completely, totally different
Not e
situation.
not
And
even
so
that, just physiologically they are capable of having a child.
Is
So
yeah,
it
well, yeah, that's what I mean is like the doctor is being, cautious on the part of
Right.
saying, kind of thinking like, in 2 or 3 years something might be different. So you never, yeah, you don't want to prescribe somebody something when, in 2 years it's going to be a completely different
I don't
situation
think
that
it has
they're.
anything to do with in 2 years. As of right now, the person could be pregnant, and therefore the medication is not appropriate.
I suppose
Yeah.
it's the
Even that,
doctor's
yeah, even that
duty
too.
to cover all bases.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
because
as
like
a
if
doctor,
they
you
if
have to
they
do
offer
that
me something,
because don't you don't want to get, sued or have your medical practice, taken to court or or things like that. So
yeah, I could see like the doctor in particular just trying to point things out because of medical reasons and like, but still, and they could be like, but still this,
Malpractice.
but still that. Yeah, because
yeah.
you don't want to do something based on because you're doing this, I have to give you this or that, and I'm going to give you this because of that reason. Uh, the medical system and that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to read some
Don't
comments. The topic of this kind of leaves me confused a lot about not knowing a lot, but I guess comments will let me know everything I might want to know. Or let me know
yeah, don't
something.
don't
Anybody
don't even
else?
get me started on the a medical system here in America.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah.
So
Do not
Like,
even get me started.
do not get me comment on that. Just like, I mean, like, if I, yeah, because like, if that happens, I'm finna actually smoke a blunt and actually just watch the whole charade because I don't feel like ranting. Like, if I was the old Jason on Kepler, I would rant, but I'm not on Kepler, so it would not happen.
first comment here says, sadly, it's very much a real thing. Medical stuff for females are based around their ability to reproduce. It's put more important. It's put more important than our actual health. Even when someone says they don't want kids, they get told they're young and that will change their mind, or maybe their future husband will want kids. It's more weird that you haven't experienced it yet. Advocate for yourself and ask for med changes if you feel it's best. It's a best decision for you. Hmm.
I went through that really bad. I wanted to get my tubes tied when I was after my son was born when I was, let me see, 24, and I got my hysterectomy about 5 years or within the last 5 years. Finally,
Your
after,
husband,
huh?
your husband
No,
had
my
you
his
change your mind.
no, I had to fight for it through about 15 different doctors and several other procedures, and I had other surgeries and all kinds of stuff before they finally believed me that I was in severe pain and I needed a hysterectomy, and they finally did it. And whoa, surprise, surprise, it fixed the problem.
Sorry you had to deal
Yeah,
with that.
I'd been in severe pain for like 5 years.
But Andrew, you're a woman. What do you know about your own body?
I know, right? I wanted to get my tubes tied when I was 24, 25, but I was told I was too young. I might change my mind by a male doctor. And
Mm.
then I had that fiasco, for another decade.
Sorry you
Along
had to
down
go
the
through
road.
that.
Doctors suck.
So hard being, yeah.
That's all
Uh,
there is to it. Doctors suck. I mean, some doctors are great, but some doctors just, they need to learn to listen to people because they don't listen to their patients.
Another comment here. One says, my husband is a trans man who's been on hormones for 15 years, had his organs removed and both surgeries. The reason he said yes, that it makes sense. Trans men can still get pregnant as long as they still have their female organs, even on testosterone. As long as you're having sex with someone who reproduces sperm and you have a uterus and ovaries, you can get pregnant. They just don't want to produce a child with severe birth defects. There we go. Some advice from someone who understands that person more. Another comment here says, I support what you're going through in the process of change, and I love that you're pursuing this. However, I am going to keep it real with you here. In a hospital, you're a female. If you're born a female, you can change your gender marker and put yourself on hormones, but you're still a female. The moment you walk inside the hospital walls, the moment you walk inside the hospital walls, because your genetic composition says so, regardless of hormone levels. However, you also should be completely upfront when speaking with your doctor and tell them your plans to go through a transition, what pills you'll be taking, what your body will be experiencing, etc. Helping someone fight epilepsy requires real data. And if you want the best results, you need to give the most accurate information you possibly can. If your neurologist is against changing, tell him to fuck off and find a new neurologist who will help you fight epilepsy while you can still be yourself. But you gotta give every single little detail, especially if you're going to do things like this on hormones. Okay. One more comment. Someone says, was that your first time? I'm honestly surprised. As in AFA.
I just wanted to add in that what that person said is true. Like the most you want to be, as truthful with your doctor as you can be. That's the part I wanted to add it, at least. I my doctor is always like, "Oh, do you smoke?" And I'm like, "Well, not cigarettes, but so I tell them that it's like, yeah, like when it's your doctor, you you and I can sit here and we can lie to each other while we talk bullshit, on Reddit or whatever, right? But when you go and see your doctor, that's when you need to be open and honest and, legit and tell them everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, being
Right.
honest with your doctor is part of advocating for yourself. It's, you have to be
Yeah, because
truthful. Yeah.
otherwise, you're hiding something from them, and then they don't know how to help you out. And like we were talking about earlier, like certain a medication you need to take or something like that. Like, how are they supposed to help you out if you're not telling them everything you're doing? So yeah, you need to be open and honest, and it's your doctor. It's not a friend. It's not, something you need to hide or you should hide, from them or anything. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's my opinion. I'm sorry if you guys disagree, but
I
No,
fully
I like
agree
your
with
opinion.
you.
Yeah, you got to tell them everything if you want someone to help you. And I mean, yeah, knowing what's going on with you actually it helps.
Medical
From there,
situation need to know everything.
yeah, because they could be trying to help one thing and not knowing you have something else going on. Uh, so yeah, tell them everything. I
yeah,
did
my
when my
my my mom is kind of silly about it. She has a notebook and she writes down every single seizure that I have. So every time that I have one, or every time that she finds me, in the position of having had one, she, or that I tell her that I had one, she will write it down. And we always tell the doctors, the ER nurses, wherever we're at the time, that I had one, and let them know about it. Whereas, the first, I don't know, I want to say like first few years about it, I just, thought it wasn't a big deal. Like I kind of wanted to hide it because I wanted to still have, my driver's license. I didn't want other people to know about it. I felt it was kind of embarrassing. Um, and then later on, I finally realized like this is, yeah, like we all deal with, right? Like this is my life. This is what I'm gonna have to deal with. Like hiding it is just making it worse. Like there's no way I like why am I lying about it? It just felt like stupid. Like it was like punching myself in the face basically is what it,
Yeah.
eventually kind of felt like. So I don't know if you guys have, felt like that after having a few, or how many you've had, or what type you had, or anything like that. But that's what it eventually, felt like for me after a few years.
I definitely felt like I've been in a fight after a few of them.
Uh,
Yeah, I have yeah, like yeah, Grand Mall type ones. So yeah, definitely. I'm still sore. My literally like if you were to come up to me and like push up against my ribs right now, I still feel sore from the one I had last Wednesday. So yeah, it feels like you got in a fight, or you some crazy some crazy stuff. And it's nothing that you can really explain to another person, right? Like
yeah.
the only thing you can do is just, like put like get like she like yeah like she said, just kick that kick that person's ass basically, have them in a fight. And that's the only thing that
Yeah.
you can really like make them feel the same situation that you're going through. It's tough. But
Yeah.
next question, Pookie.
No, I actually found this very informative and kind of interesting. And I was gonna read a few more comments if you guys didn't mind. I didn't want to dig too far into it, and you guys didn't want to hear about it. Um,
Okay.
do you guys mind if I read a couple more comments on this medical misogyny? Um,
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I like learning things. Another comment here says, "Was that your first time? I'm honestly surprised." As in AFAB. Um, I looked that up, and it means assigned female at birth. I don't know why I'm excited that I know little abbreviations like that. I think kids these days, they got me all the way back in the 90s. And when I do find out what those abbreviations mean, I'm like, yeah. So,
I
yeah.
Dude, all day long at school I hear 6'7", 6'7".
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had no clue what that fucking meant for like 2 months. They were just like, say it. And I'm like, no, you guys are going to get me in
I still
trouble.
don't know what
And
it
then
means.
finally I found out what it meant, and I was like, oh, okay.
What does it mean? Because I'm lost.
It, I honestly don't fully know what it means. It has something to do with like basketball. Like you're 6 feet tall, and then you can jump 7 feet high. It's some like slang term. I honestly
I'll
don't
ask my
fully know what
kids.
it means. It's some little kid
It's all right.
thing,
I'll
but
ask
they
my
always
kids
say it.
because,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
I
say it
could
all day long, and they're just like, oh, just say it. And I'm like, I no, go away. But it's fun
okay,
to
I
play
will.
around with them. So.
I'll read this one and stop reading it for the stuff like that. This one says, I'm honestly surprised as an assigned female at birth, pregnancy is almost always mentioned by whatever doctor I'm with. Doesn't matter the topic. Uh, I'm also super gay, so it doesn't even matter. Um, Another one says, I couldn't say for sure, but I think the doctor wasn't intentionally malicious here. Maybe he was also just being careful to assume you were trans without you explicitly stating you are. So he stuck to what was on paper, and doing so assumed fertility issues might be a future concern from a legal perspective. They're also required to disclose all possible side effects, if any treatment plan. You have you have some freedom in choosing what medicine to go to with given that you've been well informed about the risk of each option. Then again, I agree with the comment here to be more open about your identity and future plans that might be relevant for your treatment plan. Uh, One more. It says, yeah, he should have asked your thoughts on starting it and explain the pros and cons rather than assuming.
So like I mean
See, didn't we learn something?
with that I was just gonna say with 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 that person and their situation, I've had a couple of seizure medications that I couldn't take. I couldn't attempt to take um, because of my pancreatic issues. The doctors said it was not a good idea to take them be because of that. So maybe this person, these people whomever, they're not able to take a seizure medication because of whatever other medications that they're taking, or whatever other things that they're going through. So I understand that. That's tough.
I got another.
I can't remember the exact names now because it's been so long, but god damn it. But there's two medications that I know I can't take um, because it has pancreatic side effects. So I can't take them. So whatever else this person is on, or whatever other things they're going through, maybe they're dealing with the same thing.
Where's the pancreas located?
Like your upper right rib cage area, kind of. I don't know how else to explain it.
For some
Like
reason, I just
that
imagine the pancreas
that's where it
being.
always hurts for me. So like your upper right rib cage area, like back behind that. That's where it always hurts for me. So it's it's located kind of behind there.
It's by your gallbladder, right?
What was that?
It's near your gallbladder, right?
I had mine taken out back in 2010, so
But it's the same general part of the body.
yeah, back around that part. Yeah. They yeah,
I actually had my
they
gallbladder taken out too.
oh
It's awful.
yeah, it's not fun. They're like, "Oh, okay, well you might have like one or maybe two scars there." I wake up and there was fucking four different like incisions. There's fucking four cuts into my body, and I'm like, what did you guys do? Why did you guys need to do these many? Like, oh well, we had to go in through this area and this area and this area and do this and do this. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So
That
yeah, it
didn't
was
bother me. I got scars everywhere.
yeah, you get fucking used to it. So yeah, they took that out, and then I've also had other other procedures, endoscopic ones. So they knock you out, but they still go down through your throat and go down through your yeah, through your stomach and through your pancreas, and um check everything out, and they've opened up the ducts that are in my pancreas, and they've had to clear them out, the pancreatic ducts, multiple times. um I
I'll
can't
bet that
remember
hurts.
now. I can't remember now. It's been like 6 or 7 different times that they've gone down in there and had to clear them out, and it's been multiple times that, yeah, I've had to go through those procedures, and I mean, it's kind of fun. You get
You
medication
get
and you
good
get knocked
drugs?
out for a little bit, yeah. But other than that, yeah, there's nothing that's nice about it. So
Okay, I had to look it up because I didn't know where it was or what it is. And,
yeah, I had no clue. I didn't even know what a pancreas was before all of my issues started. To be honest, I didn't even know the human body had a pancreas. It was just, yeah, something that came out of nowhere.
yeah, for some reason, when you said pancreas, I assumed it was somewhere between our legs or something. But I mean, in the groin area to lower stomach.
It does sound like penis.
He's having so much trouble with his internet service.
I have a post here. It says diagnosed at 17, 22 now, and just recently actually having seizures. I'm a 22-year-old male. I was diagnosed with epilepsy after a seizure when I was 17. Over the past 5 years, it's worse. It's the worst it's ever been. Just twitching in my sleep over the past month. However, I had 4 seizures within 2 in 1 day, hospitalizing me in the beginning of October and waking up randomly at night in immense pain. The past 2 nights, when I was in the hospital, my Keppra dosage was significantly increased, and I'm wondering if this is to be expected when increasing my dosage, or if I should be concerned, because truthfully, I'm in a lot of pain and starting to get worried, but don't know if this could pass. Yeah, there's one comment. It says, I've had that too. It's muscle pain and it will go away. There's only one comment, but there's no really big question mark in here except for us. It's asking, is this what's to be expected? Uh, yeah, listen to those doctors. You're 22 and I don't know much about you, and there's not much here to explain stuff to have a response to that. But keep up with your doctors. You're seeing twitching and your seizures are worse over the past 5 years. Um, definitely keep up with that doctor. If you're having immense pain, that's something you should also tell your doctor. Something else here. Says, my head has been feeling funny the past few hours. I figured out why. It turns out I forgot to take my morning meds. I didn't even realize until I opened my pill box to take my night dose. Sure enough, I didn't even log it in my app either. I'm sure everyone's done it, but doesn't make me feel doesn't make me feel less stupid for it. What do you think? I think you shouldn't miss taking your meds. Sorry that you missed your meds.
At
Yeah.
this, everybody misses their meds sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that too because that is actually the first comment. So I was gonna say that one says, "Ah, it happens to all of us. Glad you figured it out." And now you'll know next time you have that feeling to double check. That's the only comment. Yeah, we miss our pills time to time. I'd say you gotta pay more
I,
attention. I mean, I do because I'm trying to stay on my streak. Um, I'm 4 months and 4 days past a seizure, and I'm usually 3 months. So that's um,
Good
that's
job.
something.
I
Yeah, it's exciting for me.
I would say if it's within like an hour or two, like 1 to 2 hours or so, like then take them. If it's longer than that, then most likely you probably shouldn't, and then just wait till your next dose. But it depends what meds you're on, what dosage, all that. As always, it depends on the person's specific dosage and everything. But I would say, yeah, give
Um,
it just a little bit and then take it. If not, just let it go and yeah, and relax.
yeah, there's a response, but it's not in the question. I mean, yeah, in the question, it's a response to someone else's comment. The one that says, "Ah, this happens to all of us. Glad you figured it out." And now you know next time you have that feeling, their response was, "What the hell? Oh, is this normal? Is this supposed to happen?" And then the other person didn't respond. Uh, I just don't miss my meds.
I was gonna say, yeah,
I,
I wouldn't say it's normal, but it does happen to all of us.
yeah, don't miss those, and you don't have to worry about that side effect in particular. Uh,
What do
yeah.
you do if you're really late on your meds? Like like you take them at a certain time, uh,
Yeah.
and let's say you're like 4 hours off or something. Do you have um, like a cutoff period where you just don't take the dosage and
For me, like, yeah, 4 hours would be too far. Um, for me personally, I take just one pill of Impat, and then I take the 2,000 milligrams of Keppra. So sometimes, if I go to bed like really, really early and kind of skip over the Keppra, maybe I'll take like two in the morning or something. Two in the middle. In the middle of the night to kind of balance it out or so. But I won't take the full dosage. I, yeah, I do back off of it a little bit. Um, I don't take the full 2,000 milligrams. What do you guys do?
If I'm late on a dose, um, uh, I wouldn't say try to catch up. I wouldn't try to catch up to a dose or like double dosing if you don't know if you've taken it. I have done the double dose, and I only knew that it's because I counted the pills later on. But yeah, you gotta take those pills. And yeah, if I miss my pills, I just kind of try to figure out if I did miss it or did not. And then when it's later on that day and I finally do it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did miss a pill. I remember stuff like that. I try to like sit around so I'm not doing too much and in a position to hurt myself if I did have a seizure. But there has been times where I have a seizure. I take my medication at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. and there's been a seizure at 12 p.m. Forgot I took my pills. Forgot I did not take my pills at 10 a.m. and by 12 I had a seizure. But there has been times where I did not take my pills, um, and it sounds very bad, so I have to explain the situation. Um, I ran out of pills, and someone was supposed to take me before I ran out. Um, and I end up running out, and they're like, "Okay, let's go get some today." And I'm like, "Pharmacy is closed now, so I don't have any for tonight." And they're like, "Okay, we'll get them tomorrow." So then I waited for tomorrow with that person, and that person didn't get out of work until 5 something. So, I did not get my pills that night again. Um,
Yeah.
in the morning, this person was going to do some things, and I'm like, "You still take me to get my pills?" And they're like, "Oh, I forgot." And I'm like, "Yeah, they're at the pharmacy and they're ready." So I rode around with this person during that day, and like, "We're gonna go get my pills. And we're gonna go get my pills." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, let me stop and do this, stop and do this, and this." This time passed, and it was 7 p.m. When I finally, no, it was 5 p.m. or somewhere around 5, right before the pharmacy closed. I happened to get there, and then I got my pills, and then I was wondering, should I take it now since I've been off of it for 2 days, being that it's like almost 6 or 7 o'clock. I was thinking that, and then like around 7 o'clock, I wasn't feeling too well, and I think that was just myself thinking about it too much. But I didn't take it because I was like, it's almost 7. I take my pills at 10, just wait for the next time. And like I said, I just wait around and make sure I'm not in a vulnerable position to hurt myself really bad. Um, but yeah, um, my medicine is it's weird because like I said, I've had a seizure 2 hours after missing it, and I've had a seizure. I mean, I've not had a seizure 2 days with 72 hours. I guess that is uh, 48 hours and some time. So yeah, just don't miss it. There's no other advice. It's just keep a calendar and something. Um, yeah.
Have an alarm go off each time
Say
it's
that
pill
again.
time. I said
Yeah,
have an alarm for each pill.
I do. Not that I listen
There
every time.
we
I still
go.
forget it and snooze it and all that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
I have the alarm.
There were times when, because like one of my pills I'm supposed to take 3 times a day, and there were times where I would be like the whole divorce thing going, so I'm going before the whole she tried to cut me off completely from my daughter. I was going over there to watch my daughter, and she would come home later than what was. Um, I would miss a dose, and I would miss like one of the doses where the middle dose, and I would have to be like, "Damn," you know.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss those too, but I try not to. It's like if I can schedule, like move it. All right, well, I'm just gonna take it now, and then the one from that I take 3 times a day, I take it like every 6 hours. You know.
Yeah. Um, James, how do you do when you miss a dose? Do you catch up or do you wait for the next dose? If you find out you missed the dose and it's like 3 or 4 hours late.
Like like I was saying earlier, it just depends on how, I guess, how long it is after it. Um so yeah, it just depends which med and how long it is after it that I missed it, because we
Okay.
all take, yeah, different dosages and different meds, and I take two different ones, so it depends which one I've missed, and yeah, all that fun stuff.
My one love of X copy right now, it's only got to be taken once a day.
Yeah, see,
Um,
with for me, yeah, with the Vimpat, I just take one pill at night and at morning. So if I miss it, then it's just like, okay, I'll just wait till the next one. But my my Kepra, um, it's four of them, at night. So if I do miss it at night, then I'll take like, two in the morning or something, just to kind of balance it out, just get a little bit, in my system. But it does really, mess with my head. Obviously, Kepra, we all know what Kepra does to us, right? So
oh
I'll
yeah.
just take, yeah, I'll just take like two instead of the four that I'm usually supposed to take. So just to, still have some in my system, and be able to get through the day and everything like that. And then yeah, once it gets, to the evening, then I'll take my normal prescription. But I don't. Maybe if it's if it's a weekend or something, and I know I'm already just gonna, chill at home and just watch TV or, whatever. Maybe I'll take the full, the full one during the middle of the day, to get it back in my system. But generally, it's just some small amount to kind of get it back going again.
Jason, did you have something to say?
Oh, uh, pretty not. Oh, pretty not. I was just actually playing my guitar. So, but
Um,
oh, yeah, but like, what was the question that you said?
um, Actually, earlier I said Jason, and then James answered with a great answer. So now it's your turn. The question I asked is, when you miss a dose, if you're like 4 or 5 hours past or a few hours closer to your next dose, do you catch up by taking another dose, or do you wait till it's that time and take your regular dose?
You know, like, like it depends on like it. Well, I mean, like I'll say it depends on what you're doing. Well, it depends on what, like, how much you should take. But like, but honestly, for me, like, I take it around like at least. I mean, like at least like at least like 15 minutes like after when I eat breakfast. And the reason why I say that because like I'm pretty much like I'm pretty much like an overthinker because like I would probably like like stare off at people like I'm not saying it's like in the wrong way. I mean like I just been learning. I mean if you're like if someone's autistic and like if someone's autistic and stuff like that, I would say like like I was like for me like I would take a 15 minutes like before. Oh, well, I'm not before but after breakfast. So, like, I mean, like for, I mean, just, so for that, like, I had, well, like, there was one time that I missed doses, and like, it actually catch me a seizure when when I was in a PHP in Pompano. Like, that's when I was trying like not to smoke, and I was actually trying to stay in a sober living house.
And how was that for you, Jason? Like how did that go?
I mean, yeah, like that
No,
was
it
a
would
pretty
be
much.
tough for me, man. It would be tough for me. So don't like, yeah.
I was just playing my guitar, but I was just playing my guitar like after. So
Okay. Yeah, I was asking about the. Yeah.
yeah, just like it's a classical to some like like I had it since 2017. One of my one of my good friends actually like brought me to this. We're still friends
Oh,
today.
nice.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.